Captain, welcome back.
Yes, I need to speak with you, actually.
I was afraid you might have gotten reassigned. You've been gone so long. So how's it feel to be a citizen?
If I'm honest, it doesn't really feel any different.
To each their own. Still remember my ceremony. 19 years old. Standing on the front deck of Mast, looking over the city. One of the proudest days of my life. But it is real good to have you here again. We've been going through the Terramorph data and, well, we're gonna need all the help we can get. These logs, they're even more thorough than I remembered. Genetic workups, population statistics, hell, even their food chain. I'd completely forgotten, for example, that there was a creature that actually ate Terramorphs. At this point, the data's given us more options to explore than we have people to work on them.
Well, then you're gonna love this. Your research team is on its way.
That'd be something, wouldn't... I'm sorry, are you? You're serious? You found our research team? That's incredible. That accelerates everything. With them back, it'll let us... Wait. Kaiser. Did you find Kaiser?
He's my next stop, but I was told I need your help overcoming his security protocols.
That's right. You would need that. Whoever gave you these leads sure knew their stuff. Well, how? How exactly did you manage to find them?
I want to tell her about her dad, but I had some help. Let's leave it at that.
You can't be... Oh, you are serious. Okay. No more questions. But still, getting Kaiser back, that gives us more than a few new paths forward on dealing with the Terramorphs. But if he's been out there on his own all this time, you're gonna need something. Come on. Here, Kaiser's. That old robot's been MIA for a while, so chances are he's gonna need some repairs. He's also got a lock on his voice controls. You can give yourself authorization with the phrase, Nos belli machinis. Now, where exactly is the old machine?
Ground zero for xeno-weapon deployment is how it's described to me.
Oh my god, are you talking about Nira? No wonder no one's found him. Xeno-weapons are just the tip of the iceberg in that place. The environment's devastated. There's little, if any, real law. Nira's got more than enough ways to make any visit your last. But I think there's a place where you can start your search. Yep. One-of-a-kind salvage. Licensed to an Angelo Alonso. Goes by Gel. As good a place to start as any.
Wait a sec. Kaiser's a robot?
Mm-hmm. Military Model A. Customized him myself for when the Xenoweapons team needed to make field runs. Part combat bot, part lab facility. Getting him back from wherever he may be will make our outside work a whole hell of a lot easier.
Alright, I'm off to Nira.
And I'll make sure we're ready to put him to use as soon as you got him.
Liftoff initiated, Captain. Hey! New model on the floor. Welcome to the one-of-a-kind. Refuge and rest home for the hardest scrappers anywhere. Name's Jill. Proprietor.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Tov.
So formal. The pleasure's all mine, my good man. Angelo Alonso.
Looking for a robot goes by Kaiser.
Kaiser? No bot around here with...
Fine here, just tell me where he is.
Pleasure doing business with you. So, last anyone heard of him, he was out near the Syracuse. Shipwreck about a quarter click down the main strip. One of my roughnecks said he heard some kind of beacon. Just keep your ears open. You should find your machine.
Biological contaminant detected. Power level insufficient. Battery required. Type microcell. Inquire
But
at
a microcell? That's military-grade tech. I think we might have one, but I can promise you, it's not going to be cheap.
Alright, well, I got over 200,000 credits, and that's 12.
battery accepted. Operational power levels reset. Thank you for your aid. I must resume my mission. Please step aside.
Suspended. Major Hadrian 1.
Major Sanan. After it, I cannot leave my mission. Although previous attempts to disarm the weapon have been unsuccessful, additional support may allow me to complete my active mission more quickly. Sanan is involved.
Hadrian and I want your help of preventing a possible plague of terramorph attacks.
A plague of terramorph attacks. That is disconcerting. You are docked at one of a kind. I will meet you there.
Alright, locking power to missiles and...
There's no getting out of this one! Breach that hole!
Alright. Fire.
Target's sitting there with no ram drive now.
We weren't expecting so many ecliptic vessels. Micro wants you to know how much we appreciate the help. Any way we can repay you?
No need for payment.
Very noble of you. You take
Captain,
care.
you're with me. Time to walk you through what we came up with. So the problem we're... You remember that creature we talked about before you went to Nira? The thing that eats terramorphs, the Asylees?
Yeah. I remember, sure.
Apparently, they were bloodhounds for terramorphs. But when the UC ran low on synthetic foods during the Colony War, the Asylees were chosen to fill in the gaps. We thought they were harvested to extinction. But in the data, the research team found the location of a few remaining specimens. As you can see, what we're proposing is bringing them back. We'd breed populations of them, distribute them to human worlds, and then let nature take its course, using a method that thousands of years of adaptation have already perfected. We could speed up their breeding process using some of the same technologies that were used to create me. We even think that with some time and investigation, we could use the Asylees' hunting skills to track down the terramorph transmission method at long last. Find out how humanity spread them and put an end to the terramorph problem definitively.
Are these silly things dangerous?
If you pick a fight with one, or you're a terramorph, sure. But Asylees were already spread across the galaxy once before during the Colony War. As livestock, they're far less of a danger than the one we're proposing to clean up.
That could actually work.
I really think it could. Now, there is another option for removing the terramorphs from our worlds. It's faster, maybe even more efficient, but riskier. A microbe. Something we could aerosolize,
no.
let spread,
Microbe
and have it
that
clean
could
up anything with terramorph
evolve
DNA for us,
to
which would
something else.
include morphs, and we expect their transmission method.
No.
It'd still take time to build, test, and distribute, but no other method could hold a candle to it when it comes to sheer efficiency.
Oh, yeah.
Not even the Asylees.
Too good to be true. You're dealing with fire there. I vote for the Achilles.
Inclined that way myself. With either path, though, we're looking at a long-term commitment. Years of work. Even just getting these plans off the ground is going to take time. And all routes are going to require some highly specific materials to make things work. Terramorph cell lines we can breed quickly and consistently to test on. Seely's gene samples we can use to rebuild their bloodlines. Or sharpen our microbes' tracking skills. Not the sort of things any labs just got lying around. But we think we found a lead. One place in the known galaxy where we know we should be able to find all the materials we need. All paths lead to Londinium.
Let's not waste any more time. Ladinium, here we come.
Exactly what I was hoping to hear.
Take it off. All right.
In one of the containers.
The heat leeches are terramorphs. The pests that have snuck onto every planet are baby terramorphs. Heat leeches hide out in ships, sneak away after landing, and then, with time, they transform. We just found out how terramorphs move between planets.
What does this mean for the plan to clean up the terramorphs?
That I don't have an answer for right now. You could sneak a leech into a city, or even multiple leeches, into a place like New Atlantis. Could someone have set that up?
I can't imagine what it'd take to pull something like that off.
Me neither. You'd have to know this all exists, first and foremost.
Well, we're never gonna know if you don't catch that thing. Get after it.
Here? Didn't think he'd have the guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Admiral,
What the hell is this?
just transformed. With an invisible weapon. No planet will be safe. Colonel, the troops that closed off the sewers after my evaluation.
Hey, Victus. He destroyed this place. Killed these people to keep what he knew about the Lazarus plant and the terramorphs and all this a secret. Didn't he?
There's certainly... That's how I interpret it.
He saw the potential of the plant as a weapon and hid it away. He killed those people. Condemned this city to keep them from sharing what they might have seen. He was
Someone who thought keeping a secret would save lives.
a calculated loss. These soldiers for the rest of the galaxy. That sounds exactly like what my father would do. But it doesn't, it can't justify slaughter. But I guess that's just another part of his sick legacy now. He thought he was protecting us all, taking the secret to his grave. Only he didn't succeed. Now someone else knows about the Lazarus plant and is using it exactly how he feared.
Hadrian, your father, he's still alive. The UC has been keeping him close.
Now's not the time to joke like that, alright?
Adrian, I want you to listen to me. Your father is alive.
No. That's insane. He died. They executed him. They faked his death? My entire unit, they threw us all to the wolves, but kept him? And now he's what? An advisor? Commanding the fleet in secret? What was so important that they had to keep him alive?
The previous cabinet, they thought he was too useful to get rid of.
I'm sure they did. They invested so much in him over the years. Even grew him an entire family he didn't want. I guess it makes sense though, doesn't it? The UC of that era only created me because they were afraid of a world without Victus in command. Why would they get rid of him? long as I live, I'll never understand the loyalty that old bastard elicited. But wait, if my father's alive and knew about the Lazarus plant, what do you think the chances are he was involved in the attacks?
It's worth discussing later. We're kind of surrounded by terramorphs.
Good point. Deal with one monster at a time. Let's go get that final sample.
Guys, your sample, it moved.
Warning.
What the hell? Is that the sample? Oh my god, concentrate fire!
You can't beat it. It's too strong. Give up now.
That thing, put out some kind of signal.
The thralls! They're not coming after us!
But none of that's getting done without the samples. You do have them, right?
Kaiser's got the samples in storage.
Ah, this place for them. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right that Vay Victus knew about this damn plant?
That's what it sounded like.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clever enough to pull off an attack like that from the great beyond.
It's a bit more complicated than that. Captain, he needs to know.
Fine.
Vay Victus is alive, which means he could have been involved in the attacks.
Alive? He's... Vay Victus? That can't be true, right?
Unfortunately for us all, yes, it's true. Best of luck, Captain. And thank you for dealing with
Yeah,
him.
we'll see. Don't play dumb with me. You did the attacks on Atlantis and Tell City.
Now, what in the heavens would make you claim something as ludicrous as that?
Because you're the only person who knew the Lazarus plant could be weaponized.
That's quite the claim, Captain. I hate to think what would happen if such a patently untrue statement reached the ears of the cabinet. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us.
I can hear it. You're afraid because you know you've been discovered.
You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti, New Atlantis, my doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I, figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian, learning to synthesize it, use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
Work on something that long seems
You
personal.
couldn't be more right. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential.
You just said it took years to use that plant of the Londinian? You killed them for nothing!
Simple to say now, but with the outbreak raging from a barely understood source, the moment demanded quick action. So I did what was required. I removed the dangerous variable from an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You.
So I'm supposed to be your cleanup crew. You must think you're very clever.
Captain, please. You've benefited here as much as I have. Maybe more. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity?
Oh, you're not gonna
Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard?
Trying to
With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
If you're waiting for some sort of thank you, you're gonna be here for a while.
I'm simply looking for you to acknowledge the truth. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays and Orlays alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together.
You know what? I'm not sure what I'm gonna tell the Cabinet.
Well, I do hope you'll keep the larger perspective in mind, Captain. We've done something great here. Let's not squander the opportunity to do more.
New episode soon. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's Tavillian. Leave a like, subscribe, and leave a little comment if you want. Peace for now.